Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Ultimate Series. Strongest class leader with unlimited rewards, Ye Chen has traveled and arrived at the golden time and space of the ultimate universe. In order to become stronger, Ye Chen became the ultimate class leader. Wang Dadong's combat power index has become stronger, rewarding the host with a combat power index of 10,000. Wang Arthur's combat power index has increased, reward the host with a top-level divine weapon. Xiaoyu's combat power index has become stronger, reward the host with a top-level divine power. Look at the students who are killing in all directions in the 12 realms, and then take a look at the pile of rewards you have obtained. The smile on Ye Chen's face became even more intense. And from then on, the 12 time and space are in chaos. Ye Chen is the master. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Journey Through the Ultimate Universe. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Journey Through the Ultimate Universe. Golden Time and Space. So, have I traveled to the ultimate universe? Ye Chen sat on a chair in the park, with a bewildered expression on his face, murmuring softly. Host. You are now in the golden time and space of the ultimate universe. A cold voice rang out in Ye Chen's mind. Is that so? Ye Chen reached out and scratched his head, with a hint of helplessness in his tone. He remembered clearly that he had been hit by a large truck and lost consciousness in the end. I didn't expect it. When he opens his eyes again, the body is still the same as before. People have already appeared in a strange park. Just when he was a little panicked, the sound of the system appeared in his mind. Even if Ye Chen was a fan of novels, it took him quite some time to gradually calm down. He has traveled. With the help of the system, he arrived at the legendary ultimate universe, which was also the golden time and space before the start of the war of good and evil. System. Introduce yourself. After a moment, Ye Chen took a deep breath and said to the system in his heart. Once you come, take it easy. In the original world, Ye Chen was just an orphan, carefree. Even if living in a different world, it won't have any impact on Ye Chen. Therefore, instead of wasting time living in the past, it's better to seize the present. And to survive well in the ultimate universe, it naturally cannot do without the help of the system. After all, the ultimate universe is different from Ye Chen's original world. In the ultimate universe, humans are divided into two types. One type is a power walker with abilities. One type is an ordinary person without any abilities, which is Muggle. In front of the psychic, an ordinary person is just a weak chicken with no resistance ability. Ye Chen, naturally he doesn't want to be a Muggle. However, Ye Chen's heart was clear that he was indeed a Muggle. The only thing that can change this situation is the golden finger of the traveler. The system. Host. This system is called the strongest educational system. Ye Chen's words have just finished. The sound of the system echoed in Ye Chen's mind. After a brief exchange, Ye Chen quickly figured out the system's capabilities. The strongest educational system. As the name suggests, this is a system for Ye Chen to teach psychic travelers. The trained psychic can break through and become stronger, and Ye Chen can receive rewards from the system. The stronger the talent potential of the trained psychic, the better the reward Ye Chen will receive. Besides that, the system also has a check-in function. According to the system, this is a benefit given to Ye Chen by the system. There are three types of attendance: daily, monthly, and annual. Daily sign. Get a minimum of 10 abilities and a maximum of 100 abilities, with a certain chance of receiving additional rewards. Monthly sign. Get a minimum of 100 abilities and a maximum of 1000 abilities, and you will definitely receive additional rewards. The rewards are random. Annual sign. Get a minimum of 1000 abilities and a maximum of 10,000 abilities, and you will definitely receive additional rewards, all of which are good things. Ye Chen let out a long sigh of relief. Leaving aside the matter of teaching psychic practitioners for now. Just the check.in function of the system made Ye Chen very happy. The reason is very simple. With the system's check.in technique, Ye Chen was able to rely on Muggle's identity and become a psychic practitioner. The most important thing is, even if Ye Chen doesn't do anything, he can still gain at least 10 abilities every day. Plus last month's and annual signatures. Ye Chen, you will soon become a powerful superpower walker. Host. This system has prepared a beginner gift package for you. Do you want to open the beginner's gift pack now and accept rewards? Just as Ye Chen was imagining the future. The sound of the system rang out again, asking Ye Chen for help. What are you waiting for? Open it for me now. Listen to the system. Ye Chen was slightly taken aback and then hurriedly said. Opening the beginner gift pack for the host. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the golden time and space identity. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the skill Hunyuan creation record. The system's voice has just finished. A transparent light curtain appeared before Ye Chen's eyes. Jinspacetime identity. It contains all the information of the host in Jinspacetime, registered residence, address, education, and perfectly solves the host's identity problem. Hunyuan Baodian. The top-level technique of golden time and space, consisting of 5 levels. For each level of cultivation, it increases the power index by 10,000 points and randomly obtains an in.situ power. Is it gone? Looking at the information on the screen. Ye Chen blinked and asked somewhat unwillingly. The things in this beginner's gift package are too few, aren't they? Host. This is just a beginner's gift package, and it doesn't allow you to take off directly. If the host wants to receive more rewards, they can teach talented and powerful power walkers. When the powers taught by the host become stronger, the host can naturally receive more rewards. Also, detected that the host has 3 opportunities to sign in, namely daily, monthly, and annual. Do you want to start checking in now? Time slowly passes by. Soon. Half a month has passed. Barbara High School. The ultimate class. Narcissistic, light rain. After school, let's go to the Heartbroken man's stall and get together. Wang Dadong held a comic book in his hand and invited the 2 brothers beside him. Since he entered the ultimate class, he has always been the leader of the ultimate class. And the other classmates in the ultimate class, although recognized by Wang Dadong, only treated them as classmates. Until 3 days ago, Wang Arthur and Ding Xiaoyu joined the ultimate class. Although there were some misunderstandings among the 3, they eventually became brothers who recognized each other. Hear Wang Dadong's words. Ding Xiaoyu nodded expressionlessly. Wang Arthur put down the book in his hand and was about to answer. A somewhat rough and panicked voice came from the hallway outside the classroom to the ears of everyone. Not good. Not good. Donga, something big is happening. Chapter 2. New Class Leader. The Ultimate Class's Resistance. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. New Class Leader. The Ultimate Class's Resistance. The ultimate class. Not good. Donga, something big is happening. Jinbaosan stumbled into the class, with a panicked expression on his face, shouting incoherently. Jinbaosan. Are you experiencing a recurrence of internal injuries and about to die? Early in the morning, you screamed so miserably. Are you sick? looking at Jinbaosan's disheveled appearance. Xia Jie, who was playing with her nails, casually raised her head and began to mock. Although she looks like a little girl, she is actually the 13th ranked expert on the KO list, with a high combat power index of 4,600 points. So, since Jinbaosan was injured by Wang Dadong and turned into a muggle, Xia Jie has looked down on him very much. Especially the character of Jinbaosan, who is a wallflower, makes Xia Jie very disgusted. Therefore, when facing Jinbaosan, Sister Xia naturally cannot have a good expression. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Dot. As Xia Jie's words fell, many students in the class burst into laughter. Not all students, like Xia Jie, look down on Jinbaosan. But all the students in the ultimate class have become accustomed to the scene in front of them. For them, watching Jinbaosan be humiliated by Xia Jie has become the norm of the ultimate class, which is a very normal thing. Ouch, Sister Xia. Why say that to others? Dot. Hearing everyone's laughter, Jinbaosan didn't care at all, instead he showed a shy expression towards Xia Jie. He didn't expect it. Looking at his shy appearance, a hint of anger instantly appeared on Sister Xia's face. Just as Xia Jie was about to get angry, Wang Dadong's voice came from the back of the classroom. Jinbaosan. What exactly is it? Why is the big deal not good? Wang Dadong's expression was playful as he casually looked at Jinbaosan. Wang Arthur and Ding Xiaoyu, who were beside Wang Dadong, also stared at each other with great interest. Jinbaosan, although just a muggle, does not have strong combat power. However, Jinbaosan's ability to gather information is surprisingly powerful, making him the #1 person in the university industry. So, naturally, Wang Arthur and others were also a bit curious. What news did Jinbaosan hear again? Donga. This time, something big is really going to happen. Let me tell you all. Dot. Feeling everyone's gaze, they all fell on themselves. Jinbaosan instantly regained his energy and no longer paid attention to Xia Jie. Instead, he spoke excitedly. However, he talks too much nonsense. 2 whole minutes have passed. Everyone in the classroom didn't understand what Jinbaosan was trying to say. Jinbaosan, Wang Dadong's voice sounded somewhat angry. The next moment, a huge iron pot fell from the sky and hit Jinbaosan's head directly. Tell me the key. If you keep talking nonsense, I'll let your internal injury continue to worsen a bit. Wang Dadong sat up straight and looked at Jinbaosan with dissatisfied eyes. He didn't have any intention of listening to Jinbaosan's verbose thoughts, he just wanted to know as soon as possible what news Jinbaosan had heard again. Not just Wang Dadong. Wang Arthur, Ding Xiaoyu, and even Xia Jie and others on the side shared the same idea. So, upon hearing Wang Dadong's words, everyone showed a hint of agreement. Sorry, Jinbaosan, who was hit by an iron pot, stood up somewhat embarrassed with a pleasing smile on his face and shouted loudly. However, when he saw Wang Dadong's threatening expression, Donga. Our class leader has been replaced. Teacher Tian Xian, you're not the class leader of our ultimate class anymore. Jinbaosan's expression remained calm, and without any intention of playing tricks, he directly revealed the news he knew. What? What are you saying? How could this be possible? Jinbaosan, what are you talking about? Dot. As Jinbaosan's words fell, in an instant, the entire ultimate class boiled up in an instant. All the students had an incredulous expression on their faces. Bang! What's the noise? Please be quiet, everyone. Wang Dadong slapped the table and scolded the noisy crowd. Seeing Wang Dadong getting angry, everyone's expressions changed and they quickly quieted down. Jinbaosan, you'd better explain it to me clearly. Teacher Tian Xian, how could it not be our class leader? Besides Teacher Tian Xian, who else can be the class leader of our ultimate class? Wang Dadong's expression was gloomy, and his gaze at Jinbaosan was even colder. As a mixed-generation student, Wang Dadong has looked down upon all his teachers since childhood. Until an accident, Wang Dadong was besieged by students from 8 major universities and suffered serious injuries. Tian Xian has appeared. Tian Xian is different from other teachers. She not only did not dislike Wang Dadong, but also brought him home and helped him recover from his injuries. After that, Tian Xian became the white moonlight of Wang Dadong, sacred and inviolable. After knowing that Tian Xian's wish is to help all the students in the ultimate class graduate smoothly, Wang Dadong was the first to express support. Otherwise, how could Tian Xian, an ordinary person without combat power, stand firm in the ultimate class? Now, hearing Jinbaosan say that Tian Xian is no longer the ultimate class leader, Wang Dadong naturally cannot accept it. Dong. Dong Gu. This is all true. Really. When I passed by the office just now, I heard Director Jia's words with my own ears. A person named Ye Chen replaced Teacher Tian Xian and became our new class leader. Staring at by Wang Dadong's gaze, Jinbaosan was scared out of his wits and hid behind the podium. However, he still spoke out the news he heard in the office intermittently. He knows Wang Dadong too well. If he doesn't tell everything, he is likely to be beaten up by Wang Dadong. Being arrogant. Please calm down first. Jinbaosan just said that we will change the class supervisor, not that Teacher Tian Xian is leaving. Wang Arthur stood up and patted Wang Dadong's shoulder. He had long seen that Wang Dadong had a different emotional attachment to Tian Xian. So, in order to prevent Wang Dadong from getting angry on the spot, he can only hope that Wang Dadong calms down. Hear what Wang Arthur said. Wang Dadong's eyebrows and eyes softened slightly, but his gaze remained very angry. Okay. I want to see who is so bold and dares to grab the position of Teacher Tian Xian's class leader. Chapter 3. The Golden Pen Guest. Ye Chen's Strength. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. The Golden Pen Guest. Ye Chen's Strength. Barbara High School. Principal's Office. Oh my. Teacher Yi really has a heart. Even an elite PhD graduate like you has a dream of teaching and educating people. Then the ultimate class in our school will be handed over to Teacher Yi in the future. Xian Lei wore a friendly smile on his face and praised Ye Chen not far from him. Principal. Don't worry. I will teach these students well. I heard Xian Lei's praise. Ye Chen smiled and answered softly. In order to maximize the system's capabilities. After some contemplation, Ye Chen decided to come to Bara High School and become the class leader of the ultimate class. The reason is very simple. The ultimate class, no matter when, is an indispensable presence in the ultimate universe. Especially the students in the ultimate class, almost all of them are psychic travelers. As long as Ye Chen can become the teacher of the ultimate class, he will definitely be able to quickly obtain a large number of system rewards in a short period of time. Exactly. In the system arrangement, although Ye Chen is only 23 years old, he has already obtained a doctoral degree from a university. Therefore, Ye Chen came directly to Bara High School. At first, when he expressed his desire to become a teacher, most of the teachers at Bara High School cast hostile glances at Ye Chen. But when they found out that Ye Chen wanted to coach the ultimate class, these teachers looked at Ye Chen with a look of confusion and fear. Only the class leader of the ultimate class, Tian Xian, and the principal, Xian Lei, showed a surprised expression on their faces. Among them, Tian Xian directly proposed to let Ye Chen serve as the class leader of the ultimate class. The reason is Ye Chen's knowledge, which makes Tian Xian feel inferior. I hope Ye Chen can discipline the ultimate class more. Ye Chen didn't refuse, he just agreed. After that, Ye Chen followed Qian Lei to the principal's office and went through the relevant procedures for employment. Alright. Teacher Yi. You can go to the ultimate class and meet your future students. Looking at the already processed contract in hand, Qian Lei's smile grew stronger and he waved his hand at Ye Chen. Okay. Principal, then I'll leave first. Seeing Qian Lei's actions, Ye Chen nodded and without hesitation, turned around and walked towards the outside of the principal's office. He doesn't seem to be alone with Qian Lei. There's no way. Ye Chen is very clear about Qian Lei's identity. On the surface, Qian Lei is the principal of Bara High School, a guy who devours money like his life. Behind the scenes, Qian Lei is a mysterious and even able to predict the future. Staying with such a guy, Ye Chen always feels uncomfortable. After a moment, when Ye Chen's figure disappeared from the principal's office, Qian Lei slowly restrained the smile on his face, and a deep light flashed in his eyes. Strange. It's really strange. I can't see your past and future, even though I am a person from the golden time and space. The most important thing is that at a young age, you have a power index of over 20,000 points. What is your purpose in deliberately reaching out to the ultimate class? On the other side. System. Do you know the specific information about Qian Lei? Ye Chen walked slowly towards the ultimate class. During the process of walking, Ye Chen was constantly communicating with the system in his heart. Qian Lei, it's really too mysterious. Even if Ye Chen is a traveler, he only knows the identity of the other party's golden pen guest. As for Qian Lei's ability index and other information about him, Ye Chen is completely unaware. Host. The ability of this system is closely related to the host. And the host's current strength is too weak, which limits the system's capabilities. Please strive to improve yourself, host. When the host's ability index exceeds 100,000 points, this system can clear Qian Lei's information. The sound of the system quickly appeared in Ye Chen's mind. Cut. Defective product system. Hear the system's response. Ye Chen pursed his lips in dissatisfaction, and then his thoughts moved. Buzz, a transparent light curtain instantly appeared before Ye Chen's eyes. Name. Ye Chen, identity. Ultimate class leader, power index. 21974. Practice. Hunyuan Baodian, treasure. Demon sealing spear. Looking at the information on the screen, Ye Chen's mouth slightly raised, revealing a faint smile. It has been more than half a month since he traveled to the ultimate universe. During most of this month, Ye Chen has completed the first level of cultivation in the Hunyuan Baodian. The successful cultivation of the martial arts not only enabled Ye Chen to obtain the in situ ability of fire, but also instantly increased his ability index by 10,000 points. As for other power indices, of course it's because of the system's check that IN benefits. Especially on the day of crossing, when Ye Chen checked in for the first time. Whether it's a daily, monthly, or annual signing, Ye Chen has received great rewards. Daily signature, power index plus 100 points, cash 1 million. Monthly sign, power index plus 1000 points, a luxurious villa. Annual signing, power index plus 10,000 points, a top-tier divine weapon in the ultimate universe. Sealing magic spear. That's precisely why. Only in just half a month did Ye Chen, from an ordinary person without any abilities, directly possess the power he has today. With my current strength, it's not difficult to suppress the students of the ultimate class. However, compared to the top players in golden space, I still have a considerable gap. Only by becoming stronger as soon as possible can we survive better in the golden time and space, and even in the 12 time and space. A resolute expression appeared in Ye Chen's eyes. As a traveler, Ye Chen's thoughts underwent some changes upon arriving at the ultimate universe. He, Ye Chen, is unwilling to continue living a mediocre life. In this life, he must make his name spread throughout every corner of the 12 time and space. With such thoughts in mind, Ye Chen couldn't help but accelerate his pace and soon arrived at the ultimate class, pushing the door open and entering. P.S. Seeking a little flower. Chapter 4. Ranking of Power Walkers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Ranking of Power Walkers. The Ultimate Class. Detected Potential Intermediate Psychic Practitioner. Sha Jie, can be taught. Detected a Potential Intermediate Psychic. Belinda, can be taught. Detected a Potential Top.Level Superpower Practitioner. Wang Dadong, can be taught. Detected Potential Low.Level Superpower Walker. Shark, can be taught. Detected a Potential Top.Level Psychic. Arthur Wang, can be taught. Detected a Potential Top.Level Psychic. Ding Xiaoyu, can teach. Just stepped into the ultimate class. The sound of the system echoed in Ye Chen's mind one after another. Ye Chen's mouth slightly raised, revealing a faint smile. In the ultimate universe, there is actually no clear division of strength between the 12 time and space for the White Way psychic practitioners. They simply categorize all psychic beings into low-level psychic beings, high-level psychic beings, and psychic masters. And the reason they divide it this way is because of the gates of time and space. Unable to cross the gates of time and space, known as a low-level superpower walker. Being able to cross the gates of time and space, he is known as a high-level superpower walker. As for the psychic master, he is a legendary figure from various time and space, and his strength is unknown. But the system is different. In the division of the system, psychics are divided into 5 levels. A low-level psychic, with a psychic index not exceeding 10,000 points. Intermediate power practitioner, power index exceeding 10,000 points, not exceeding 20,000 points. Advanced psychic practitioner, with a psychic index exceeding 20,000 points and not exceeding 50,000 points. Top-level psychic, with a psychic index exceeding 50,000 points and not exceeding 100,000 points. Super psychic beings refer to those terrifying beings with a psychic index exceeding 100,000 points. Therefore, upon hearing about Wang Dadong, Wang Arthur, and Ding Xiaoyu, they are potential top-level psychic practitioners. Ye Chen's heart is very happy. As long as the 3 of Wang Dadong grow up quickly. So, Ye Chen can also receive stronger rewards in the system. As for the other students in the ultimate class, their own talents, although not comparable to the 3 of Wang Dadong. However, as the ultimate class leader, Ye Chen will not ignore them either. After all, even the smallest mosquito is still meat. While teaching Wang Dadong and the others, Ye Chen doesn't mind giving them some guidance. On the other side, watching Ye Chen enter the classroom and walk all the way to the vicinity of the podium. Many students in the ultimate class turned their gaze towards Wang Dadong at the back of the classroom. They haven't forgotten the angry look of Wang Dadong before. Therefore, before Wang Dadong spoke up, no one dared to challenge Ye Chen first. Hello. What's that called, Chen? Are you the new class leader of our ultimate class? I'll tell you now, our ultimate class doesn't welcome you. If you're sensible, just come from somewhere and go back to somewhere. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee that you will be able to fully step out of the ultimate class. Feeling the gaze of everyone, Wang Dadong slowly stood up, his face cold, and he scolded without hesitation. He doesn't have good senses for Ye Chen. Or rather, Except for Tian Xian, he has no good impression of any teachers. Not to mention, as soon as Ye Chen arrived, he snatched Tian Xian's position as class leader. In this situation, Wang Dadong did not directly take action against Ye Chen, which can be considered very restrained. Yes. That's right. Get out of here. Huh, what kind of thing dare you come to our ultimate class? As Wang Dadong spoke up, the rest of the class began to cheer up one after another. Most of the students in the ultimate class are mixed generation students. If it weren't for Wang Dadong suppressing them, they wouldn't even welcome Tian Xian. So, they naturally don't want Ye Chen to stay in the ultimate class and become their new class leader. Only Wang Arthur and Ding Xiaoyu sat in their original positions without saying a word. Xiaoyu, do you see it? This person is not simple. I didn't even notice his presence before he entered the classroom. Wang Arthur squinted his eyes and whispered to Ding Xiaoyu through a teleportation. As the third-ranked KO player, he has a combat power of up to 9,000 points and a very strong perception. Even if he doesn't deliberately pay attention to the surroundings, he can still perceive the situation around him. However, before Ye Chen walked into the classroom, he completely did not notice her arrival. I can't feel his combat power index, but the feeling he gives me does not seem like an ordinary person. Hear what Wang Arthur said. Ding Xiaoyu frowned and then used a teleportation to enter the secret passage. At the moment Ye Chen walked into the classroom, Ding Xiaoyu dared not underestimate it at all. However, no matter how he used his own combat power to scan Ye Chen, he couldn't detect the existence of combat power on Ye Chen. If it were in the past, Ding Xiaoyu would only think that Ye Chen was a powerless muggle. I don't know what's going on. In Ding Xiaoyu's heart, an inexplicable intuition appeared. Ye Chen, it's absolutely impossible to be a muggle. First of all, as your new class leader, you need to remember my name. My name is Ye Chen, don't forget next time. Secondly, I became the new class leader of the ultimate class, personally appointed by the principal. You are just a group of students, or a group of mixed-generation students, but you have no right to dismiss the class leader. Finally, Wang Dadong, you really have some skills to make it to the third place on the KO list. But, there are people outside of us, and there is a heaven outside of us. Have you ever heard of this? The teacher doesn't think that with your 9,000-point combat power index, you can threaten the teacher. Watching everyone in the classroom waving their teeth and claws, Ye Chen still wore a smile on his face and calmly spoke. The light and floating voice directly overwhelmed everyone's voices, echoing in the class. Ye Chen did not take the provocations of these students seriously. Because of the strength of these students, Ye Chen's heart is clear. Even Wang Dadong, the third-ranked KO expert, is no different from a child in front of Ye Chen. Sure enough, this guy is not an ordinary person. Wang Arthur put down the book in his hand, his eyes serious, and he whispered to Ding Xiaoyu. The visitor is not kind. Ding Xiaoyu tightened her right fist and stared fixedly at Ye Chen. They're not fools. From Ye Chen's words, they have understood the meaning he expressed. Ye Chen is a master who doesn't even consider Wang Dadong. In other words, if the ultimate class doesn't recognize Ye Chen as the class leader, so Ye Chen is likely to rely on his powerful strength to force the ultimate team to surrender. Ha! What a big breath. P.S. The combat power index and ability index are just a matter of title. After the official class, the protagonist will gradually unify this kind of addressing problem. Chapter 5. When encountering strength, one becomes stronger. Wang Dadong, go up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. When encountering strength, one becomes stronger. Wang Dadong, go up. The ultimate class. Ha! What a big breath. I hope you really have some skills. Otherwise, you really won't be able to leave the classroom today. Wang Dadong's face looked a bit ugly. Although he is not good at using his brain, he also understands that Ye Chen is looking down on him. This directly infuriated Wang Dadong, and without hesitation, he took out the dragon pattern pan from behind. The next moment, with a fiery red light shining, a blazing breath rose from Wang Dadong's body and spread towards the surroundings. 2057, 4822. 7185, 9235. Just one breath of time. Wang Dadong skyrocketed his own combat power index to over 9,000. Let's boost our combat power index. Next, it's not something that can be solved just by talking. The dragon pattern pan pointed straight at Ye Chen. Wang Dadong was full of war, like a provoked lion king. Dadong. Ding Xiaoyu stood up, trying to stop Wang Dadong's action. In Ding Xiaoyu's view, Ye Chen is a very dangerous presence, and it is not a wise choice to confront Ye Chen recklessly. Ding Xiaoyu was stopped by Wang Arthur on the side before leaving her position. Ding Xiaoyu looked at Wang Arthur with some confusion. Light rain don't disturb narcissists. He is the leader of the ultimate class regardless of whether the arrogant maniac can defeat Ye Chen. Being provoked by Ye Chen like this, the arrogant maniac needs to fight a battle. Not to mention, Ye Chen is the new class leader of the ultimate class. Even if he wants to kill the rooster as a warning to the monkey, he cannot kill the arrogant maniac. At most, he can teach the arrogant maniac a lesson. We just need to stand in the back. Don't let arrogance really hurt. Feeling Ding Xiaoyu's gaze, Wang Arthur gently shook his head and transmitted the message into the secret passage. Ding Xiaoyu was stunned for a moment. Subsequently, he silently moved his steps and stood not far behind Wang Dadong. Obviously, Wang Arthur's words successfully convinced him. At the same time, feel the scorching breath of Wang Dadong. Jinbaosan, Axe and others hurriedly dispersed towards the surroundings. Even Sha Jia, a KO-13, dare not continue to stay near Wang Dadong. However, each of them had an excited expression on their faces, their gaze constantly shifting between Wang Dadong and Ye Chen. It's very obvious. They are all looking forward to the upcoming battle. Wang Dadong. Are you sure you want to spar with the teacher? Looking at Wang Dadong with high morale, Ye Chen smiled nonchalantly, with no intention of unleashing his fighting power. Stop talking nonsense. Don't you look down on the ultimate class? Then show me your skills and show me how much weight you have. Wang Dadong waved his dragon pattern pan and stared fixedly at Ye Chen. At this moment, Wang Dadong's combat power index has reached 9,800 points. And the increase in combat power index also made Wang Dadong understand one thing. The Ye Chen in front of me is really a stronger existence than myself. After all, Wang Dadong is very clear in his heart that he has a special physique that becomes stronger when faced with strength. Whenever encountering a stronger existence than oneself, their own combat power index will constantly exceed their limits. In the past, every time he exceeded his limits, it was because of the opponent's combat power index, which was even stronger than himself. And now, Ye Chen clearly doesn't have the power to fight fiercely. But when he encountered a special physique that made him stronger, he directly activated it. Even if Wang Dadong is foolish, he understands what this represents. This represents his special physique, recognizing Ye Chen as a terrifying opponent who poses a fatal threat to himself. But even so, Wang Dadong still hasn't given up on the idea of fighting. He still wants to have a fight with Ye Chen. He doesn't allow Ye Chen to humiliate himself like this. He further disagrees that Ye Chen has become the ultimate class leader. Since that's the case, Wang Dadong, you can take action now. The smile on Ye Chen's face became stronger, and he spoke lightly. Say it. Ye Chen waved at Wang Dadong, as if teasing some cute little animal. Don't look down on me anymore. Seeing Ye Chen behave like this, Wang Dadong's anger instantly reached its peak. The next moment, Wang Dadong's figure moved and he turned into a fiery red light, rushing straight towards Ye Chen. Don't blame me if you're dead. Looking at Ye Chen, who still has no soaring combat power, Wang Dadong let out a loud roar, and the dragon-patterned pan in his hand seemed to feel the owner's anger too. 9999. 10085, Wang Dadong's combat power index has risen again, directly breaking through the 10,000 point mark. With the support of over 10,000 points of combat power, Wang Dadong's speed was extremely fast, appearing in front of Ye Chen in an instant. The dragon-patterned pan in his hand trembled slightly, transforming into an illusory beast shadow, mercilessly smashing it at Ye Chen. Brilliant but not practical. Looking at the dragon-patterned pan within reach, a hint of contempt flashed in Ye Chen's eyes. Afterwards, amidst everyone's incredulous expressions, Ye Chen casually extended a finger, and a golden light shone from his fingertips. 8,000 in an instant. Wang Dadong, Wang Arthur, Ding Xiaoyu, and others all sensed a power index from Ye Chen. No more, no less. Exactly 8,000 points. When, with a loud bang spreading, the dragon-patterned pan was blocked by Ye Chen's finger. No matter how hard Wang Dadong tries, he can't continue to fall behind. Seeing this eerie scene, in an instant, everyone in the classroom froze in place. They can't even believe their eyes. Ye Chen, with just one finger, blocked the dragon-patterned pan that broke through 10,000 points. Isn't this really my own illusion? This. How could this be possible? Wang Dadong's hands were bulging with veins, and his face was filled with an incredible expression. He could clearly perceive that his current combat power index had skyrocketed to 11,500 points. What about Ye Chen? The combat power index displayed by Ye Chen at this moment is clearly only 8,000 points. However, with such a combat power index of 8,000 points, he easily blocked his dragon-patterned pan. Chapter 6. One Finger Bounce Flying Wang Dadong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. One Finger Bounce Flying Wang Dadong. The ultimate class. What's going on here? Isn't the arrogant and crazy combat power index already over 10,000 points? How could Ye Chen suppress his arrogance with just 8,000 points of combat power? Wang Arthur's face was full of expressions of disbelief. From small to large, Wang Arthur has defeated many opponents. Among these opponents, there are also some who have a stronger combat power index than the original Wang Arthur. So, Wang Arthur has always been clear that the combat power index is not an absolute factor in winning. Even if the combat power index is not as good as the opponent, it may not necessarily mean that we cannot defeat them. However, the premise of all of this is that the gap between the two sides cannot be too large. For example, he himself, Wang Arthur, is very confident. Although he only has a combat power index of 9,200 points. However, as long as the opponent's combat power index does not exceed 10,000, he is confident that he will surpass the opponent. If he were to encounter a master who broke 10,000 points, Wang Arthur would dare to fight, but there is no guarantee of victory. And now Wang Dadong's combat power index has reached 11,500 points. No matter how confident Wang Arthur is, he doesn't think he's a match for Wang Dadong. What about Ye Chen? The combat power index displayed by Ye Chen is only 8,000 points. The gap between them has reached 3,500 points. In this situation, Ye Chen, why can you easily block the dragon pattern griddle? 8,000 points. It's definitely not his limit. His combat power index is definitely over 10,000 points. However, he didn't seriously fight against Dadong. Hear the voice of Wang Arthur. Ding Xiaoyu squinted her eyes and said solemnly. His current maximum combat power index has reached around 8,800 points. However, in order to achieve a combat power index of 8,000 points, he needs to gradually improve bit by bit. But Ye Chen didn't. In just an instant, Ye Chen's combat power index skyrocketed to 8,000 points. This represents that Ye Chen's ultimate combat power is far more than 8,000 points. And look at Ye Chen blocking the dragon pattern pan with ease. Ding Xiaoyu can be certain that Ye Chen is definitely a master with a combat power index exceeding 10,000 points. Oh my goodness. What exactly is going on? Donggu, isn't it also a match for the new class leader? Has Donggu's combat power index really exceeded 10,000 points? Watching Wang Dadong's dragon pattern pan blocked by Ye Chen's fingers. The students of the ultimate class, such as Xiaoyu and Jinbaosan, all showed a complex expression on their faces. In their eyes, Wang Dadong's face turned red and he exuded a high level of combat power, clearly giving it his all. But even so, Wang Dadong is still easily suppressed, unable to continue approaching Ye Chen. This made Xiaoyu, Jinbao, and others feel like the sky had collapsed in their hearts. Some people who are unwilling to accept reality even begin to doubt whether Wang Dadong's combat power index has really exceeded 10,000 points. Wang Dadong. Is this all your strength? Feeling that Wang Dadong's power index is stagnant at 11,800 points and not rising. Ye Chen gently shook his head, and a hint of disappointment flashed in his eyes. The next moment, Ye Chen's fingers curved slightly and then bounced heavily on the dragon pattern pan. When the dragon pattern pan is trembling wildly, and Wang Dadong, holding a dragon pattern griddle, felt even more like he was hit head-on by a train, and his whole body flew out uncontrollably. Bang! Wang Dadong's body collided directly with the last wall of the classroom, leaving him extremely embarrassed. Dadong. Being arrogant. Are you okay? Wang Arthur and Ding Xiaoyu suddenly appeared next to Wang Dadong, looking at each other with a worried expression. Ye Chen's movements are too sudden. When they regained their senses, they didn't have enough time to catch Wang Dadong. I'm fine. Wang Dadong stood up straight and answered with a somewhat low voice. He can clearly perceive that although there is some pain on his body, there is no injury. It's obvious. Ye Chen, there's no intention of hurting him. Just thinking of how easily I lost. In Wang Dadong's heart, he began to doubt himself. Is it true that I am just a pitiful weakling? What is the strongest high school student in history, just boasting about themselves? Wang Dadong. You've disappointed me a lot. You not only have a special physique that makes you stronger when encountering strength, but also possess a divine weapon like the dragon pattern AO. However, when facing powerful opponents, you can only briefly increase your combat power index by about 2,000 points. This is enough to show that you haven't paid much attention to this aspect in your daily cultivation. This is your innate advantage. This is also the means you must master in order to become a strong person. Also, in addition to your strong physique and the dragon vein AO, the way you use your combat power is also incredibly rough. When using internal combat power, must we wrap the combat power around our entire body? Indeed. The combat power envelopes the whole body, which will greatly enhance the body's strength, defense, and so on. But this is just the most basic way to use combat power. War power envelopes the entire body, making it more dispersed. To maximize one's combat power, one needs to have perfect control over their own combat power. When will you learn to gather all your combat power indices on the dragon pattern pan? Perhaps. I can't easily bounce you off with just one finger. Looking at Wang Dadong, who doubts life. Ye Chen spoke again and said to Wang Dadong. Whether it's the combat power obtained through system check.in, the combat power obtained through practicing Hunyuan Baodian, or even the in situ ability of fire. At the moment Ye Chen possesses them, he can perfectly grasp them. Therefore, Ye Chen knows better than most psychic practitioners how to use superpowers in order to fully unleash them. It's precisely because of this. Ye Chen only uses 8,000 points of power index to resist Wang Dadong's dragon pattern AO. Because Ye Chen is well aware that just using an 8,000 point power index is enough to suppress the current Wang Dadong. Chapter 7. Now, I am qualified to become your. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 7. Now, am I qualified to become your class leader? The ultimate class. Gather the fighting forces together. Hear Ye Chen's words. Wang Dadong was stunned for a moment, then showed a thoughtful expression. Wang Arthur and Ding Xiaoyu on the side, as well as all the students in the ultimate class, are no exception. Looking at everyone thinking. Ye Chen didn't disturb them either, standing quietly near the podium. Time slowly passes by. Quickly, more than 10 minutes have passed. Cough, you can take your time trying this out. Wang Dadong. Now, am I qualified to become the class leader of the ultimate class? Seeing that everyone still hasn't come to their senses. Ye Chen coughed lightly and asked with a smile. It is not an overnight task to have perfect control over the combat power index. Therefore, Ye Chen doesn't want to keep waiting and can only pull back the attention of these students. You are stronger than me. I, Wang Dadong, admit that you are the ultimate class leader. But as long as my strength surpasses yours, I will still drive you out of the ultimate class. Upon hearing Ye Chen's inquiry, Wang Dadong took a deep breath and stubbornly spoke up. In fact, upon hearing Ye Chen's guidance, Wang Dadong's attitude towards Ye Chen has already undergone some changes. Just remembering the embarrassing appearance of being defeated by Ye Chen, Wang Dadong has no choice but to recognize Ye Chen so quickly. In the depths of his heart, there still exists the idea of defeating Ye Chen. However, losing means losing. He is not someone who cannot afford to lose, Wang Dadong. So, even if there is some unwillingness in his heart, Wang Dadong will still acknowledge the identity of Ye Chen's class leader. Is that so? So, classmate Wang Arthur. It's your turn next. Let me see, as a KO3, what kind of strength do you have? Regarding Wang Dadong's attitude, Ye Chen didn't take it to heart, but said to Wang Arthur beside him. Wang Dadong, Wang Arthur, and Ding Xiaoyu are all potential top-level psychic practitioners. Before the three of them graduated, they were Ye Chen's main targets of education. In order to better teach the three of them, Ye Chen, naturally we need to have a good understanding of their situation. Class leader. That's not necessary. I acknowledge your strong abilities and accept your position as class leader. So, class leader, you don't need to be so aggressive. Wang Arthur was stunned for a moment. The next moment, Wang Arthur's face became gloomy and he said with some displeasure. With Wang Dadong's lessons from the past. Of course, Wang Arthur knows that he cannot be Ye Chen's opponent. In Wang Arthur's opinion, Ye Chen is also very clear about this. However, but Ye Chen suggested that he take action. This is simply humiliating him, King Arthur. In this situation, Wang Arthur even had the idea of taking off the lock sword stone and competing with Ye Chen. Just the violent feeling that constantly affects oneself after taking off the lock sword stone. Wang Arthur, I still gave up on this idea. That's right. Class leader, don't you need to fight anymore? Even Donga is not a match, how did King Arthur win? I understand, is this the ultimate class leader trying to suppress us? As Wang Arthur's words fell, the crowd of the ultimate class began to discuss one after another. Some hot-tempered students glared fiercely at Ye Chen. If it weren't for their poor strength, I'm afraid they would have rushed forward and attacked Ye Chen long ago. Even Wang Dadong and Ding Xiaoyu, who were beside Wang Arthur, had very unattractive faces. Aggressive. Looking at the crowd glaring angrily at me. Ye Chen reached out and rubbed the center of his eyebrows, showing a helpless expression on his face. Hey, Wang Arthur. Do you seem to have misunderstood something? I just said it. Starting today, I will be the class leader of the ultimate class. And as a class leader, I have a big difference from other teachers. In my opinion, the cultural level of students is certainly important. However, teaching you to improve your combat power index correctly is also one of my class leader's tasks. After all, you are different from ordinary students, you are the ultimate class of students. The ultimate class is not just a place to teach students how to read. And the students in the ultimate class have never been obedient kids who only know how to read. Ye Chen sighed and then explained. With the strength he has shown, he is completely able to suppress these students. However, his purpose in coming to the ultimate class is to teach students to become stronger and receive systematic rewards. So, Ye Chen naturally doesn't want to get too into a stalemate with the students in the ultimate class. Not to mention, in Ye Chen's impression, almost all the students in the ultimate class have the idea of becoming stronger. If we let them know that we will teach them to become stronger, they cannot refuse at all. So, whether it's provoking arrogance or asking me to take action at this moment, the purpose of class leaders is to test our true level. After Ye Chen finished speaking, a surprised expression appeared on Wang Arthur's face. He is already a smart person. So, after listening to Ye Chen's explanation, he immediately guessed Ye Chen's purpose. Of course. Otherwise, with your current strength, you wouldn't be qualified to fight with me. Ye Chen smiled and answered without concealment. He didn't lie. If he really has malicious intentions towards the ultimate class, with Ye Chen's current strength, he can definitely slaughter the ultimate group in an instant. Since that's the case, then let the class leader see, what is my current strength like. We have received a definite answer. A faint smile appeared on Wang Arthur's face. Although he never expected that Ye Chen, the new class leader, would actually teach students to become stronger. However, it is an undeniable fact that Ye Chen is a powerful existence. Since such a powerful existence is willing to teach them cultivation. So, anyway, Wang Arthur couldn't have missed such a good opportunity. With such thoughts in mind, without any hesitation, Wang Arthur took out his sword from the stone. The next moment, a powerful combat power index erupted from within Wang Arthur's body. 2549, 5125. 7952, 9324. Chapter 8. Potential Superpowers Walkers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. Potential Superpowers Walkers. Barbara High School. Teacher's Office. System. What is the current situation with Jinbaosan and Jian? Ye Chen sat in his office area, his eyes slightly narrowed, and he asked the system in his heart. After Wang Dadong, Ye Chen successively tested the strength of Wang Arthur and Ding Xiaoyu. Wang Arthur, the limit of the combat power index is 9,389 points. And the sword within the stone in his hand, because he did not remove the lock sword stone, did not provide combat power to Wang Arthur. However, when Wang Arthur made a move, Ye Chen felt a strong energy from within the stone sword. If Wang Arthur were to completely control the sword in the stone, Wang Arthur's combat power index will definitely soar to become the strongest among the three giants. Ding Xiaoyu, the maximum combat power index is 8,896 points. Compared to Wang Dadong and Wang Arthur, Ding Xiaoyu has the lowest combat power index. However, Ding Xiaoyu's control over combat power is the strongest among the three. The most important thing is, Ding Xiaoyu still has the trump card of right fist. In Ye Chen's estimation, Ding Xiaoyu's right fist can unleash at least 15,000 points of combat power. Unfortunately, Ding Xiaoyu's right fist has great limitations. If it weren't for desperately trying, Ding Xiaoyu wouldn't have been able to use it afterwards. Because it's still early. Ye Chen had all the students in the ultimate class demonstrate their abilities. Originally, everything went smoothly. Until Jinbaosan and Jian appeared. Both Jinbaosan and Jian have no combat power index in their bodies. Of course. As a traveler, Ye Chen wouldn't underestimate the two of them. First of all, there is Jinbao 3. He is the ultimate leader of the original team, with a combat power index of 5,500 points. However, when Wang Dadong arrived at the ultimate class, he directly defeated Jinbaosan and turned him into a muggle. But even so, Jinbaosan is also a special existence. Because Jinbaosan's biological father is Qianlei, the Golden Pen guest. And Jinbaosan himself is the new Golden Pen writer in 10 years. In this situation, Jinbaosan, how could he be an ordinary muggle? Next is technical safety. Jian, although not having a combat power index, is a demonic warrior trained on the demon-pulling island. Once demons appear around, holding the demon/technique can unleash extremely terrifying energy. At its peak, the technical security can even suppress the undead black dragon. Therefore, if John is a muggle, then Ye Chen definitely does not approve of it. Host. Jinbaosan's situation is very special. He didn't lose his abilities because he was injured by Wang Dadong. But it was Jinbaik who personally took action and disabled Jinbaosan's abilities. Jian, it's not muggle either. However, the demon/inside John's body is too domineering, absorbing all of John's energy. When Jian perfectly controls or isolates from the demon/. So, John can give birth to his own energy, transforming from a muggle to a superpower walker. The sound of the system quickly echoed in Ye Chen's mind. Is that so? The issue of technical safety is easy to solve. On the contrary, it's Jinbaosan. Jinbaik, why did you attack Jinbaosan? Hear the system's response. Ye Chen was stunned for a moment, with a hint of confusion in his eyes. Jinbi is Jinbaosan's biological father. Tiger poison doesn't eat its seeds. As a father, why would he abolish his own son? Ha! What an old fox. After a moment, a mocking expression appeared on Ye Chen's face. Connecting all the information of Jinbaosan, Ye Chen quickly figured everything out. As the father of Jinbaosan, Jinbaik knows Jinbaosan too well. If Jinbaosan possesses abilities, with his temperament, he will inevitably cause trouble in a battle of good and evil. So, abolishing the abilities of Jinbaosan is a way for Jinbi to protect Jinbaosan. After all, once Jinbaosan obtains the real Golden Pen, he will become the new Golden Pen enthusiast. At that time, Jinbaosan's abilities will be restored and he will receive the guidance of the Pen Immortal within the Golden Pen. Compared to becoming the new Golden Pen maker, a brief loss of abilities is not a big deal at all. The abacus is quite good. Unfortunately, the direction of the future will never remain unchanged. Ye Chen's mouth slightly raised, revealing a faint smile. At the moment he traveled to the ultimate universe, the future had already undergone tremendous changes. And he became the ultimate class leader, constantly rewriting the future. In other words, the future should be in his Ye Chen's hands. System. Add 37 people including Wang Dadong, Wang Arthur, Ding Xiaoyu, Jie to the teaching list. And then develop a teaching plan for all those who need to be taught. After understanding everything, Ye Chen's whole body relaxed a lot, and he said to the system again. Developing a teaching plan for each student is the core ability of the system. And, when teaching these students, the system will also provide everything necessary for teaching. As long as Ye Chen follows the teaching plan formulated by the system, students can quickly become stronger in the shortest possible time. Otherwise, even if Ye Chen's strength is good now, it is not an easy task to help the students in the ultimate class become stronger. We are adding Wang Dadong, Wang Arthur, and others to the teaching list. As the system sounds, a transparent light curtain instantly appeared before Ye Chen's eyes. Name: Ye Chen, Identity. Ultimate Class Leader, Power Index 21974, Practice. Hunyuan Baodian, Treasure. Demon Sealing Spear, Target Audience. Wang Dadong, Wang Arthur, Ding Xiaoyu. We are developing Wang Dadong's teaching plan, please wait a moment. We are developing a teaching plan for Wang Arthur, please wait a moment. We are developing Ding Xiaoyu's teaching plan, please wait a moment. The next moment. The sound of the system rings again. Teacher Yi. You're here. So, did Dadong and his team make things difficult for you? At this moment, Tian Xian's voice suddenly rang in Ye Chen's ear. Ye Chen slowly moved his gaze to look at Tian Xian, who had just entered the office. At this moment, Tian Xian had a worried expression on her face. Obviously, she was worried that Ye Chen, like other teachers, would develop a disgust towards the students in the ultimate class. Teacher Tian. Don't worry. I got along quite well with my classmates in the ultimate class. With a smile on his face, Ye Chen answered softly. System. Develop another teaching plan for Tian Xian. Perhaps Tian Xian is the quickest way for me to receive rewards. After all, this is the only potential superpower practitioner so far. Chapter 9. The Alert of Heartbroken People. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. The Alert of Heartbroken People. Heartbroken Man Stall. 5231.7259, 9534. Wang Dadong's body was covered in red combat power, and his face was extremely solemn. He is trying to gather all his combat power towards his fist. Such a move. The fiery red combat power around him flickered, with only the light on his right fist becoming increasingly dazzling. Time slowly passes by. Quickly, more than 10 minutes passed. Still can't do it. How could it be so difficult? Wang Dadong took a deep breath and dissipated his fighting power, muttering helplessly. Since losing to Ye Chen, Wang Dadong's desire to become stronger has become even stronger. Therefore, after hearing Ye Chen's teachings, Wang Dadong has been constantly trying. But, because the time is too short, Wang Dadong has never been able to gather all his combat power in one place. Being arrogant. What are you daydreaming about? Gathering all the forces together is not a simple task. Even if you have great talent, it's impossible to complete it in a day. Hear Wang Dadong's complaints. Wang Arthur made a mistake and spoke softly, teasing. He has also tried several times, but none of them have been successful. So, he is well aware of how difficult it is to gather his own combat power in one place. Ding Xiaoyu on the side remained silent, but the corners of her mouth slightly raised, revealing a faint smile. Hello. I said 3 children. You've been sitting here with Uncle Heartbroken for half an hour. What's going on? It's Uncle Heartbroken who made something that doesn't taste good, that's why you don't order anything. At this moment, the heartbroken person suddenly spoke up and said to Wang Dadong and the others. Since Wang Dadong and the others arrived here, the heartbroken man has been observing them all along. As a former judge, although the heartbroken man paid for his martial arts, his vision was extraordinary. So, the heartbroken person soon knew what Wang Dadong and the others were doing. Gathering all the combat power in one place, unleashing even more powerful force. This is a means that many well-known experts have not mastered. Even his heartbroken person couldn't do such a thing at its peak. It's too difficult. Over time, more and more warriors are gradually regretting this method. To this day. But he saw Wang Dadong and the others trying to master this method. This also aroused a strong curiosity in the heart of the heartbroken person. Where did the three of Wang Dadong learn about this method? No. Heartbroken person, don't think recklessly. You don't know how big it is. We have a new class leader in our class today. Hear the words of the heartbroken person. Wang Dadong scratched his head and smiled, slowly recounting today's events. In Wang Dadong's heart, he has already regarded the heartbroken person as a friend, so naturally he does not want the heartbroken person to misunderstand. Wang Arthur and Ding Xiaoyu sat silently on the side without stopping. And their eyes were filled with interest as they looked at the heartbroken person. Unlike guys like Wang Dadong who have muscles in their minds. Wang Arthur and Ding Xiaoyu have long known that heartbroken people are extraordinary. At least, the heartbroken man, this mysterious guy, knows many secrets they have never heard of before. So, would heartbroken people know their new class leader Ye Chen? Ye Chen. Instantly unleashing 8,000 points of combat power. 8,000 points of combat power, all converging at the fingertips. After Wang Dadong finished speaking, a solemn expression appeared on the face of the heartbroken person. Firstly, he had never heard of a master like Ye Chen. Secondly, Ye Chen's concentration of combat power at his fingertips did indeed scare the heartbroken. Finally, why did Ye Chen appear in the ultimate class? You know. He has never seen someone like Ye Chen, like the golden pen dragon pointer he once saw. Hello. How are you? Why keep staring blankly without speaking? Looking at the heartbroken person standing still. Wang Dadong couldn't help but start roast. He told the heartbroken person about today's situation, not wanting the heartbroken person to misunderstand, but also hoping that the heartbroken person would give some advice. The stunned behavior of the heartbroken person naturally made Wang Dadong somewhat dissatisfied. Hear Wang Dadong's voice. The heartbroken person came to his senses with a hesitant expression on his face. There are many things he can't tell Wang Dadong and the three of them yet. However, Ye Chen's appearance made the heartbroken person feel uneasy and unsure of how to handle it. Hey! 3 children. Uncle Heartbroken can only tell you. Uncle Heartbroken, although I don't know your new class leader. However, as a new class leader, you are not a simple existence. If he can instantly soar his combat power index to 8,000 points, then his true combat power index is at least above 15,000 points. Next is the means to gather all the combat power in one place. In Uncle Heartbroken's understanding, less than 5 people can do it. And your new class leader is even more terrifying. He actually gathered all his combat power at his fingertips. This has never happened before in the past martial arts world. If he really wants to teach you to become stronger, it's definitely your gospel. If you're afraid, then you're afraid. What other purpose does he have? After a brief thought, the heartbroken person finally spoke up and reminded Wang Dadong and the others. In the heart of the heartbroken, Wang Dadong and the other 3 are the protagonists of the battle between good and evil, and the saviors of the golden time and space. So, of course, heartbroken people don't want any accidents with Wang Dadong and the others. Heartbroken person. Do you have anything else to say? Of course we know, this new class leader is not easy. As for whether he has any purpose or not. With the current strength of the 3 of us, even if we know, it's useless. After all, if the class leader wants to deal with us, it's as easy as pie. After the heartbroken person finishes speaking, Arthur Wang opened his mouth angrily and complained to the Heartbroken man roast. He is already a smart person, and of course he can guess everything the heartbroken person says. Well. Haha. That heartbroken uncle doesn't know. Chapter 10. Arguments. The Outbreak of Jinbaosan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Arguments. The Outbreak of Jinbaosan. Golden Time and Space. Villa. The next morning. System, sign in. As Ye Chen tidied up his clothes, he spoke to the system. This villa was a reward for Ye Chen's first monthly contract and also his home in golden time and space. Sign in successful. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained a power index of plus 76. Congratulations to the host, you have received 100,000 yuan in cash. Ye Chen's words have just finished. The sound of the system appeared in Ye Chen's mind. At the same time, a transparent light curtain also appeared before Ye Chen's eyes. Name. Ye Chen, Identity. Ultimate Class Leader, Power Index. 22050, Practice. Hunyuan Baodian, Treasure. Demon Sealing Spear, Target Audience. Wang Dadong, Wang Arthur, Ding Xiaoyu. 76 o'clock. Not bad. My power index has finally exceeded 22,000 points. Looking at the information on the screen. Ye Chen's mouth curved, revealing a faint smile. Except for the first daily, monthly, and annual signatures. During this period, Ye Chen's ability index obtained from every check that IN was average. You can earn 76 abilities with just one daily sign, which is already a great reward. As for 100,000 yuan in cash, Ye Chen didn't pay too much attention. After all, Ye Chen doesn't value money, just enough is enough. It's time to go to school. The first official class for them. I don't know if these students can persist. The ultimate class. Big shot. Are you saying what the class leader said is true? Does he really want to teach us how to cultivate our combat power index? The shark sat next to Jinbaosan and asked with some uncertainty. Although he is the younger brother of Jinbaosan, he also has a combat power index of 200 points. Just. The 200-point combat power index is really too weak. Even if sharks give their all, they won't be able to defeat some robust ordinary people. For such a situation, sharks have also made efforts to improve their combat power index. However, his talent is really poor, no matter how hard he tries, his combat power index has not been improved. But Ye Chen's appearance gave the shark a glimmer of hope. If a master like Ye Chen is really willing to teach himself cultivation, so can his little Karami, who only has 200 points of combat power, also become a master? Yeah. Boss, what do you think? Hear the shark's inquiry. The axe on the side also spoke and asked Jinbaosan. In the heart of the axe, there is also a desire to become stronger. But like a shark, he relies solely on his own efforts and has no chance of becoming stronger. So, for Ye Chen, the new class leader, Axe is still very much looking forward to it. Alright. What's all the noise? After the class leader arrives, won't you know? Jinbaosan's face was ugly and he shouted at the people around him. At this moment, Jinbaosan is extremely restless in his heart. Compared to sharks, axes, and others, his golden treasure 3 is the person who wants to become stronger the most. However, Jinbaosan's heart was very clear that he had become a muggle. Even if the new class leader Ye Chen is mysterious and powerful, he may not be able to regain his combat power index. Therefore, Jinbaosan, who was already annoyed, naturally didn't want to pay too much attention to sharks and others. Ha! What's going on? Did you become angry from embarrassment? That's right. The entire ultimate class, you and John, are muggles. Even if the class leader wants to teach us cultivation, you two can only watch. Looking at the angry Jinbaosan. Sha Jie, who has never liked Jinbaosan, directly started to mock her. When Jinbaosan was still the ultimate leader, he wanted to rely on his strong combat power to force Sha Jie to be his girlfriend. So, when Wang Dadong comes to fight the ultimate class and punches Jinbaosan, Sha Jie can't help but fall in love with Wang Dadong. After liking Wang Dadong, it doesn't delay Sha Jie's dislike of Jinbaosan. Although, because Jinbaosan has become a muggle, Sha Jie will not take action against him. However, as soon as she catches the opportunity, Sha Jie will start to mock the other party a few times. As Sha Jie's words fell, Jian's expression was calm, as if he hadn't heard anything. But Jinbaosan is different. Sister Sha. You're too hurtful, aren't you? Jinbaosan stood up suddenly and retorted to Sha Jie. Sister Sha's words have already touched the scar in his heart. Even if he always tries to please Sister Sha on a daily basis, it cannot be assumed that he has not heard of it. However, Jinbaosan's words have not been finished yet. Wang Dadong's voice came from the back of the classroom. All right. Quiet down, everyone. Wang Dadong has already spoken up. Even if Sister Sha is not willing, she can only pout and remain silent. Jinbaosan also did the same, sitting back in his seat sullenly. Arrogant madness. Jinbaosan, this guy, has rare talent today. Wang Arthur put down the book in his hand and transmitted the message into the secret passage. He saw all the farce in his eyes. In Wang Arthur's eyes, Jinbaosan is like a wall grass, without any backbone. But today's Jinbaosan dares to talk back to Sha Jie, which is a very surprising thing. There's no way Jinbaosan, he still cares more about the combat power index, but I didn't expect him to be so weak that he was knocked out with just one punch from me. Wang Dadong scratched his head and reluctantly transmitted a message back. In Wang Dadong's heart, he has always been unable to understand how Jinbaosan was beaten into a muggle by himself. After all, when he hit Jinbaosan, he didn't take it seriously, nor did he hit Jinbaosan's cover door. In that situation, Jinbaosan would be injured at most and could not possibly become a muggle. Unfortunately, Jinbaosan not only suffered serious injuries, but also directly turned into a muggle. Wang Dadong, who couldn't figure it out, could only think that Jinbaosan's relationship was too weak. Perhaps the new class leader will have a solution. The voice of Ding Xiaoyu rang in the ears of Wang Dadong and the others. The words have just finished. Wang Dadong and Wang Arthur both turned their gaze towards Ding Xiaoyu. At this moment, Ding Xiaoyu was burying her head in front of the music sheet in her hand, paying no attention to their gaze. Just as Wang Dadong was about to continue speaking. Outside the classroom of the ultimate class, a heavy sound of footsteps could be heard. In an instant, all the students in the ultimate class immediately fell silent. Because they all knew very well that the footsteps were different from Tian Xin, and it must be their new class leader. Ye Chen.